Yo, 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 what's up? What's up with everybody, man? What's up? Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. About to get up in this Pittsburgh Steeler talk, man. Yes, sir. Here we go. Man, I know we had a tough loss, man. Thursday night, tough loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. Big up to the Bengals fans out there. Good game. Thought it was a good game. They came back at the end. Our defense let up, and they're vets. They're veterans. We're gonna go through some games like this. Um, I thought that me personally, looking at this whole Steeler game, our game against the Bengals, and I'll talk about the Packers game coming up. You know what I'm saying, a little bit after. But I gotta make sure that y'all go ahead and like, bro, because I'm out here working. All right, and I appreciate that. So the this Bengals loss, right? I'm not too much concerned about everything that's going on, you know what I mean, that took place. Now, I get it, a lot of people are going to say we spent a lot of money on that defensive line and they didn't hit home. Um you know what I mean? We got guys in and they didn't show up and so forth and so on. Like, it was just a good game. It's a good game. No, despite of what anybody wants to say about Joe Flacco and his age and everything else. Now we did look at the whole thing is that's the worst offensive line, one of the worst offensive lines in the league, right? That's the reason why Joe Burrow is out, right? Because of the offensive line, and we still weren't able to hit home. What concerns me is the fact that they were able to keep up with our some of our best pass rushers. Now, it was on a short week, and they did try to rest the guys. A lot of our guys, they tried to rest them on Monday and Tuesday. Now, you got to remember, we got a Thursday night game. So if you're not practicing Monday and Tuesday, and granted, you know what I mean, you trying to rest because it's a short week, and those are tough weeks. And we just had the Browns, which was a very physical game before we got the Bengals back to back. We had the Browns, then the Bengals, division opponents back to back, teams that are both built to beat us. I ain't trying to come up with excuses. This is just the facts. This is facts. This is what went on. Sunday, tough game with the Browns. We played them very physical matchup. Then on a short week turnaround, now we got to play the Bengals and we got to go to Cincinnati and play the Bengals. And our pass rush wasn't there. It just wasn't there. Like, I mean, call it what you want to call it. Like, you look at the game, we touched them twice. That was it. We had 2 sacks on him, and he threw for over 300 yards on us. Joe Flacco did. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins had a great game against us, and there was some other contributing factors. Noah Fant and Andre. I can't even pronounce his last name, so I don't want to mess it up, right? But we had a good game against those guys. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, our offense, I think the offense looked good. Once again, they kept Aaron Rodgers clean. Yeah, he threw some interceptions in that game, but and there's no buts for that because the 2 turnovers, if we don't have those 2 turnovers from our veteran quarterback, the game could be very different. To take care of the ball, manage the game, manage the offense. However, they were causing problems and causing havoc back there just because they didn't get to the quarterback. Now, all the time when you see that statistic of sacks, does it tell the story of them causing getting there, moving them off his spot? It's just as simple as a rush getting there, moving him 2 steps to the left, and getting him out of his throwing lane. You know what I mean? And not being able to hit the receiver, having to change your arm angle, throw high, low. That matters. And in this game of football, all that little stuff matters. And it worked, but we still were able to put up 31 points. And as far as I'm concerned, like, we were winning that game. They had to come down and kick a field goal to win that game. So it was left up to the defense to hit home. And when you leave in a veteran defense, a defense that is led by, there's a lot of veterans on our defense. Let's just call it what it is. First off, there's a lot of veterans. Cameron Hayward, Deshaun Elliott, TJ Watt, Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey. There's a lot of veteran guys that's on that defense. Patrick Queen, he's another vet. And Joey Porter Jr., he's now, I would consider him now as a vet, been here for 3 years, you know what I'm saying, going on his third year now. So there is a lot of veteran guys on that defense. And look, it was just a good, hard fought division game with two great receivers, arguably the one of the best tandems of receivers in the NFL, a division opponent. And we'll get another crack at those guys. You know what I'm saying? We're still in first place at 4-2. I wouldn't get too much into panic. But the offense is looking good. And that's what concerned me the most, right? That's what concerned me the most was our offensive line. What was our offensive line going to look like? Were those guys going to be able to start gelling right now? Or they going to, you know, start jamming at the moment they are. And it seems like they are. It seems like Aaron Rodgers has a good control with those guys, a good understanding with those guys, and those guys are working together at a high level. And you know what I mean? So I got to give it up to our offensive line. I really do, man. Second week in a row. He's only been sacked a total of 9 times this whole season so far, you know, going in to week 8. That's great to me. I think so. Almost a sack a game. You don't really want to get sacked, but when you got numbers that's adding up to like that almost, I think that's pretty good, right? I would say so, to be honest, right? So, but when we look at it was clear in this game that we did the best we could with what we had, right? Pat Firemouth had a great game, right? Great game. I mean, he just didn't show up a lot of other couple games, and he just has a breakout game versus the Bengals. And that's what I've been trying to tell y'all about our Pittsburgh Steelers team this year, is that this selfless play that we're seeing out of our team. And I'm not happy we lost, right? But I'm not upset we didn't get the dub. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of what I saw in the game. Now, I watched the game just how y'all did, but what I saw in the game, of course, I saw the lack of pass rush, right? Concerning. However, like once again, short week. You seen that in the vets. You seen that in TJ. You know what I mean? You just go up against the Browns. Say what you want. It's going to be a physical matchup, which is the Bengals going to be another physical matchup. They're going to play us hard. They're built to play us. They're built to beat us, to try to win that division. And they're going to play us hard. That's what it is. A lot of smack talking, a lot of hard hitting, and that's just what it is in that game. And yes, was I looking at our rookies, Derek Harmon, Wyatt Black, Jack Sawyer? Was I looking for them to make plays? Absolutely, because those are the games where they're going to build their names at. That's going to let us know what we got moving forward. Those guys, and I'm pretty sure, and for us to go through something like this, a game like this early on in the season, and I told y'all we was going to have these tight losses. I just said that last week. Go back and listen to the video, the beginning of it when I got Steelers talk. I told y'all we were going to go through these games where we was going to have close losses and close wins. This is how our season is. But this, because our team is built, it's built like that. But I really like the resilience in our team. I like this selfless play for Pratt Firemouth name to be swirling in trade rumors, and it come out and have a big game like that. Like, hold up. Like, y'all got me twisted. Like, this move, you know, and to have a breakout game like that, that's amazing to me, man. It is. But we need another receiver, y'all. We need another receiver. We just do. I don't know who's going to step up. Roman Wilson has been around, 3rd round pick for out of Michigan. He's been around for a couple of years. Calvin Austin being hurt, it shows, but we need another guy. We do. George Pickens being gone right now, I mean, it's hurting us. But look, the way that Arthur Smith been running 13 personnel, putting them out in the spread, not in a condensed goal line ish type of formation, spreading it out with the 3 tight ends out there on the field. It's been working, and it causes nightmare matchups. However, the Bengals were ready for it. They were ready for it. But I mean, and there's really no buts. Could we really even say that they really was ready for it? It's working. We put up 31 points. It's working. So I mean, like, yes, I do think that we need another receiver on the outside. Yes, I do. We think, and it has to be a speedy guy, a decent speed, preferably a guy who gets out there and blocks in the run game. I mean, Jaylen Warren had a great game. He had 16 carries, 127 yards. No, he didn't have a touchdown, but he was getting busy. He was doing his thing. Jaylen Warren did his thing in the game. Like, I mean, we let up 108 yards rushing from Chase Brown. He ran on us too, which ain't good. Jamar Chase had a career night on us, another one, but that's Jamar Chase. He does that. T. Higgins had almost 100 yards, might as well say. They both had touchdowns on us on the defense. But when we got Ramsey on Chase or Higgins, we're expecting that to be at a minimum. But however, it is just, I can't say nothing. I'm not trying to give a veteran no excuses. We lost the game, and it was on the defense to win that game, right? It was, because our offense put up 31 points. So when you're in the NFL and you're getting 31 points from your offense, like, what more could we ask for? I mean, really, to be honest, like, as a fan, like, what more could we ask for if our offense is putting up 31 points in a football game? You think that we got that game handily and we're going to walk away with the W, right? That's just what it is. I mean, let's call it what it is. I mean, Aaron Rodgers turning the ball over twice. Now I'm going to get back on talking about him turning over the ball twice. It's easy to say that, and that's very much true. Penalties and turning the ball over, playing behind the sticks and turning the ball over will most definitely hurt you. Turning the ball over will hurt you. My thing is once again, and our run game was there, so I can't say we was playing a little conservative too early. But the way that our offense is built with our tight ends, and the way that we're using our tight ends, Connor Hayward, Darnell Washington, Jonnu Smith, Pat Freiermuth, the way that those are our receivers, right? We gotta come out and we got to stomp on our opponents next from the door. We cannot give them a chance to, if you gotta play from behind, right? If we up on people, and I don't know why it seems like our defense can't handle a 2-minute type of situation. Why? And it is just not our defense, but it just seems like quarterbacks get going and they make plays, right? But tackling got to be better, right? Just fundamentals go a long way. But I don't want to get off what I'm talking about. We got to come out and just from the jump, let's go up big on these guys. If it's working, let's hit them with it now. Let's not wait. But, and get in the game. But we still were in that game despite the 2 interceptions. Is it liked? No, it's not liked. But we got to remember, if we got out of that game, and the way that I'm kind of looking at this, right, so I'm not too upset about this Bengals losses. We had 2 interceptions in that game, and we lost by 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, we lost by 2. This is a tough loss to take by 2 points. You know what I'm saying? Last second field goal, but hey, y'all, it is what it is. It's the NFL. These are all professional players. So I don't like to give nobody excuses about garbage time, about anything like that. Lost by 2. Had 2 interceptions in this game and lost by 2. Let a quarterback throw for over 300 on us, running back go for 100 on us, and still lost by 2. So, I mean, come on, it is what it is. I think our team is okay. I think we'll be okay. Do I think we could use another receiver? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we need another guy, another receiver. We do. We just do. To add a little bit more depth, or somebody has to step up. Somebody else has to step up on our roster. Will it be Scotty Miller, Ben Skoranek? We need another one of those guys to step up on our roster right now. Roman Wilson, or you know what I mean, or we gonna have to go outside and get another guy. That's just what it is right now. Now moving on to the Packers situation, because I mean the Bengals, I'm late speaking on it. I know, I get it. Everybody had to say what they had to say, and I said what I needed to say. I pointed out some things, and I don't think I'm not reading too much into that L. I'm not. There's nothing to be concerned about. An offense or defense let up 2 points. No, I'm not concerned. I'm not too concerned about that. Now, this game is going to be tough. The both division leaders, as I'm making this video right now, the Packers have not played the Cardinals, right? So we don't know exactly what to attack out of this team, right? I will say that this team defensively, statistically, is better than our defense, right? They are. So they do pretty good with the run. They run the ball well, and they do pretty decent with the pass. But offensively, we're about the same team, right? As of right now, right? And that's just what it is. Like, you kind of look at the Packers and the Steelers, and you say there's some resilient. There's some things that remind me of both teams here. These teams are kind of, a bit built the same a little bit. Like, nah, they got receivers, right, on that team. Young guys. Packers is a young team. And I think for us moving on into this Packers game, of course, I'm going to rock with us, against the Packers. It's going to pose a threat, though. It's not going to be easy. Nothing is easy, right? It's definitely going to be a rumble for us in this Packers game, right? Playing those guys. But I do think we got some advantages, right? It's a Sunday night game at home. Michael Parsons will be accounted for in the pass game. We definitely got to get the Jacobs. We got to get that run game at a minimum. We got to keep that run game at a minimum. We're definitely going to throw some things at Jordan Love, although he is a veteran quarterback with a older mind and with a young man's body. And what I mean by that is that he sat behind Aaron Rodgers for some time, learned a lot from Aaron Rodgers, and he's still got a young body, still fresh a little bit, those young receivers can have a breakout game. So our veteran DBs will have to be well rested. I hope that they're healthy in this game and that they're going to be all over these guys. But I do think that we could benefit with confusing him with a little bit of things, but he has learned a lot from slick Aaron Rodgers. Let's keep that in mind. I think this would be a good game, a very good game. They are good defensively. They just are, and so are we. And our offenses pretty much are average as far as the NFL statistics go. But I think this game is really going to show us where we stand as a playoff caliber team this season, right? With playing the Packers, October 26th at home, night game. It's going to show us a lot about both teams, right? Of course, we need this dub, but they need it more than us, right? Because the Lions are on their tail and the Bengals are on ours, right? We can't afford to drop this game. We just can't. We can't afford to drop this game, and neither can they. And that's why it's going to be a real tough battle. And then, I don't want to look too far ahead into our schedule, but we got some tough games coming up. And right now is where we're going to see where our team stands at as far as playing some of the best NFL teams. And I cannot wait to actually see this matchup, because it's going to be a good one. It's going to come down to I would preferably to just go out there and do some things that the Packers have not seen and done and get up on them big. But I'm expecting, because I have enough respect for the Packers organization and for that team, to say that this game should be another tough physical matchup, low scoring game. That's me having the respect I have for the Packers organization and that team and what they've done so far through this NFL season. statistically, I mean, just not statistically, but even when you watch those guys defensively, it's like, okay, the defense is there. The defense carries that team the same way kind of our defense carries ours, right? Kind of. But when we're putting up 31 points, if we could come out and keep the same energy offensively, and I don't think it's going nowhere being led by Aaron Rodgers. I just don't think that that's going anywhere. I think that as long as we can take care of the ball, and I just think we're built, and then our offense has been getting better every week, and I just don't think that the same thing is happening on the defensive side of the ball, and we're so used to seeing our defense carry our team, and I'm just not seeing that with those guys, right? Even though we're down technically one receiver, but the way that Arthur Smith has been able to call our offense, uh, you know, even with just all the tight ends we have and kind of using these guys as receivers, these bigger bodies, I think is great. You know what I mean? And looking forward, and it's like now it's like, okay, we see our offensive line, they're young, um, finally getting their chance to start. They're healthy, for the most part, and I got to knock on wood for that. That they stay healthy, and we're playing good ball, and they seem to be getting better and stacking in weeks and getting better each week, the offense, but the defense just doesn't seem that way. And I'm just hoping that our defense does, because there's a lot of veterans on that defensive side of the ball for, and I'm just waiting to start seeing those guys sink and and get on one accord and start playing good Pittsburgh Steelers defense. You know what I mean? That's what I'm waiting to see out of our defense right now. And I think it can be done. For sure. They're professionals. These veterans guys have been around, and they're going to get tested. But our pass rush got to get there, and I don't think that we can. I would preferably not to have to send an extra guy to be able to get any pressure on that on any quarterback. I would like, because we got some big bodies. Cam Hayward paid, great baller. TJ Watt. I do like Derek Harmon. Can you Benton? We got the guys. We just gotta put it together. And when those trenches get going, the DBs have to complement that, and I just hasn't seen that out of that defense. Like, we're seeing that cohesion with our offense. The quarterback is complimenting receivers complimenting the back complimenting their tight ends. What I'm saying? You're seeing that the offensive line gelling together. We're seeing all of these pieces on our offense come together, and they're getting better, but we're not consistent on the defense. Like, the DBs may have a good game, and then lines, or trenches, defensive line's not. The defensive line having a good game, and the DBs are not. What I mean? We got to start seeing our defense come together, and it's been a problem for us in this playoff game. That's why I said these next couple of games, I don't want to look too far ahead over any opponent, but we'll see where we stand as a playoff caliber team. And I'm glad that we're going to play them at home. You know what I mean? So we got that home crowd behind us. It'll be tough at Lambeau, and I'm sure they got that same amount of respect for us. But the keys to us, like I said, is, I don't really want to keep repeating myself, but, it's simple to try to generate some pressure, do well on a run with Jacobs. I know we're going to come with some exotic stuff. That's just what we do. We got the personnel to do that, but I want to say that we have to play a complementary game on defense. The defense has to progress, not degress. They got to play as one unit and not individually, right? They got to play as a whole unit. The defense does. Everybody has to complement each other on what they're doing, the way that we're seeing our offense do, right? And I think that that's good for us to be able to pull off this victory against the Packers, right? Because they're going to come out and they're going to pose some different threats for us. All right, let's not sleep on those young guys because they're young. Some of those guys in key positions over there are inexperienced and young, because that's how you come out, and that's the perfect recipe to lose a game. So I don't want to do that. But man, all in all, man, I like I said, y'all, just This we got to take it a game at a time. With our Steelers, don't be too upset about the Bengals loss. You know what I mean? Let's not get there. I know you're like, whoa, this is the perfect time for us to win games. Like, as far as I'm concerned, y'all, like, yeah, we got some things to like look at and be like, oh, our defense gave that up. But I don't really see too many people. I haven't seen too many people really, really upset or super mad that we, dropped that game. I just didn't see that, and I'm happy to see that because look, we lost by two interceptions. Defense not playing a great game. No sacks, 2 sacks recorded in the game. We gave up no sacks offensively. Offense scored 31 points. You know what I mean? Let's keep it up. Let's keep playing ball. And go out there and do it. All right. They spent a lot of money on that receiver room to show up like that. Let's remember that too. But all right, y'all know how I give it up. Pray for each other. Pray for me. I pray for y'all. Peace. Up out of here, man.